Come closer. Yes, you. Look down. There, in your hand. What do you see? Nothing? No, something so small you almost missed it. Good. That's the beginning of everything. I once said if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. And I meant it. You think you need more? More, certainly. More strength and more answers. But no. What you need is to believe what I've already placed within you. You see weakness. I see a seed. You see delay. I see roots growing underground. You're not empty. You're not forgotten. You are not faithless. That flicker in your chest, that stubborn hope that keeps rising even after the tears fall, that is the beginning of a mountain being moved. So take a breath. Open your hand. There is more inside you than you know. And I will water it. I will speak to it, and I will show you what it can become. They came to me confused, my disciples, the ones who had walked with me, eaten with me, seen storms stilled, and the dead raised. That day, a boy was suffering. His father had brought him in desperation. "My son," he cried, "have mercy." And my disciples tried, but nothing changed. Later they came to me, hearts low. "Why couldn't we cast it out?" they asked. And I answered plainly, "Because of your little faith." Not because they hadn't tried hard enough, and not because the task was too great, but because their trust had faltered when they looked at the storm instead of at me. Then I told them a truth that still echoes now. If you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart but believes, it will be done for him. You see, it's not about the size of your faith. It's about the size of your God. Faith doesn't begin with volume. It doesn't shout louder than you fear. It whispers even when your hands shake. I trust you, Lord. The power is not in the decibel. It's in the direction. Where's your gaze? What is louder, your faith or your fear? Do not be afraid of your smallness. Do not despise the seed. Speak to the mountain, not because you are mighty, but because I am. Let your words be few, but let them be rooted in me, and you will see what moves. Let's speak plainly now. You've heard about mountains, but I know the one you're facing. Not all of them are made of stone. Some are made of silence. A silence between you and someone you love, so long you don't know how to speak again. Some are built for shame. Old choices, old secrets, heavy as boulders on your back. You carry them everywhere, even into the dark when you think no one sees. There are mountains made of fear. Fear of falling, fear of being known, fear that you are not enough, or worse, that you're too much. There is grief, too, a mountain that settles on the chest and steals the breath. Loss, loneliness, the ache that no one else seems to notice anymore. And doubt, that quiet, clever mountain. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It's too late for you. You've gone too far. Your faith isn't real. God is silent. I see them all. And I'm telling you, faith can move both stone and sorrow. Some of you think I'm asking you to climb it, to scale its jagged sides on your own, but I am not. I'm asking you to speak to it, I'm asking you to open your mouth and let trust rise up. Even a whisper will do. Even a cracked, weary voice that says, Jesus, I believe, help my unbelief. Because when you speak in faith, you do not speak alone. I am beside you. You face the mountain, but I face it with you. And when you say move, heaven listens. Some of you hear me speak of faith, and your head lowers. You say, but my faith is broken. It's too small. It's too fragile. Sometimes I'm not even sure I have any left. I hear you. You think I only came for the strong? You think faith must roar to be real? But I tell you this, I never said you must never doubt. I said, do not be afraid. And even that I say while reaching for your trembling hand. There was a man once. He brought me his child. The boy was suffering, tormented for years. The father was desperate, worn down from pleading with heaven. He said to me, if you can do anything, help us. And I asked him, if I can? All things are possible to the one who believes. And you know what he said? He looked at me, eyes full of tears, and whispered, I believe. Help my unbelief. Did I turn away? Did I demand perfect confidence? No! I healed his son. Because faith, real faith, isn't about never wavering. It's about reaching even with a shaking hand. Even your half-formed prayer, whisper in the dark, without eloquence, without strength, I hear. You say, Jesus, I want to trust you, but I'm scared. I say, then let me hold the faith for now. Just don't walk away. Stay near. Speak the little you can. Let me do what only I can. You've heard it said that faith is something you feel, a warmth in your heart, a sense of peace. And yes, sometimes it is that. But listen carefully. Faith is not just something you feel, it's something you do. It's Noah building an ark under a cloudless sky. It's Peter stepping out of a boat while the waves still roar. It's Abraham lifting the knife before the ram was seen. Faith moves. Faith acts. Faith obeys before it understands. Do you remember the woman who touched my robe? She didn't wait for me to call her. She reached through the crowd, through the fear, just for the edge of my garment. And power met her hand. Or the friends who brought their paralyzed brother to me. When the door was blocked, they tore a hole through the roof. They didn't ask if it was appropriate. They just believed I was worth getting to. Or the Roman centurion, a man of war. He looked at me in the eyes and said, you don't need to come to my house. Just speak the word, and my servant will be healed. I turned and said, I have not found faith like this, not in all Israel. These were not perfect people. They had questions, but what made them different, they moved. So let me ask you, do you trust me only when the answer is in sight? Only when the storm clears, when the money comes, or the door opens? Or will you trust me before? Will you obey me while the road is still dark? Will you say yes before the feeling comes? That is faith. I told you before, faith can move mountains. But listen closely now. Faith doesn't just believe. Faith speaks. It stands before what is unmovable. That addiction, that fear, that grief you carry like a stone in your chest. And it says, move. Not with arrogance, not with empty words, but with my authority. Faith does not wait for the storm to pass. It commands the storm to answer to me. You say, but what if I speak and nothing happens? And I say, what if it's your silence that's keeping the mountain still? I gave you voice for a reason, not just to speak of me, but to speak with me. Say what I have said. Proclaim what I have promised. Faith is a seed, and your words are the water. Speak life over what looks dead. Speak truth when lies scream louder. Speak hope even when hope feels like a whisper. Say to your mountain, you are not greater than my God. Say to your fear, you do not get the final word. Say to your doubt, I may not see it yet, but I will not stop speaking. Now, let me ask you a question. What have you stopped speaking to because you no longer believe it can move? That dream you buried? That relationship you gave up on? That healing you thought was too late? My child, speak again. Speak not because of what you see, but because of who I am. There are things I do that your eyes will never catch. There are victories won in silence, in shadow, and beneath the surface. Faith is like a seed. You do not watch it break open in the ground. You only see what rises later. But make no mistake, it broke before it bloomed. It died before it lived. So it is with faith. You want to see the change? You long to feel the wind shift. You say, Lord, I've prayed, I've believed, but nothing is different. And I say, keep going, because faith does not demand proof. It clings to the promise. When you pray and nothing seems to change, do not stop. When you believe and still feel the storm, hold fast. The winds do not tell the truth. The silence does not tell the truth. I do. And I say, you are closer than you think. My servant once wrote, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Do you believe in what you can't see yet? Then you're walking in the Spirit. Then your seed is sprouting deep and strong roots. When it breaks through the soil, when the bloom comes, you'll see what I was doing the whole time. But until then, keep watering it, keep believing, and keep walking. I moved storms with a word. I touched the leper, and his skin was whole. I stood at the tomb and called, Lazarus, come out, and the dead obeyed. But I tell you this, the greatest miracle I ever see is a heart that still whispers yes. When everything inside is breaking. When the prayer feels unanswered, when the healing doesn't come, and when the door stays shut, and yet you still trust me. That moves more than mountains. That moves my heart. So I ask you, will you trust me in the silence? Will you keep walking even if the mountain does not move right away? Will you believe that I am still good even when life is not? Let me be enough for you, not just when the skies are clear, but when the clouds won't lift. Because faith that lasts in the storm is faith that lives forever. Come now, the mountain may not leap into the sea this hour, but your heart can. And that is the first move. You thought the mountain was out there, but it was also inside you. The fear, the doubt, the ache that said, what if nothing changes? But look again. A seed is breaking open beneath the soil, quietly, faithfully, and unseen. And now a mountain is shrinking in the distance, not because it vanished, but because you dared to walk forward anyway. So I ask you again, not with thunder, but with love. Will you believe it with me? Will you take my hand, nail-scarred, steady, reaching, and walk with me through the valley until you can see the summit? Even today, faith moves mountains. and the first one it moves is you.